Hey you guys, it's me SpongeBob number 1 fan 2003 here, and as you can see I'm here with this super duper cool SpongeBob book, and this one is called The Pet Show, and it's pretty obvious that I got this book for Christmas this year, and this is actually a very super cute book, and I really love it. Woo. So as you can see on the front cover, there's adorable little SpongeBob holding a, I guess, little flaming hoop. There's Gary, there's Squidward with a little towel, and there's some fish, and an audience right there too with fish. And this is actually a storybook classics, I guess. That's very cool. And then here's the spine. And of course, here is the back. Obviously, this book was made by Bendon. There's no description, but there's a really cute picture of little SpongeBob. He looks very cute and happy. And this book was actually made in the year 2013. Obviously, it was made by Bendon too. Okay, and fun fact, this book is actually kind of like metallic right here, the Pet Show, and the little bamboo border right here. And this book was based off of a Nick Zone book called Best in Show. And I was thinking of getting that book in the future, so maybe I can do a fun comparison of it, you know? That would be very fun. Okay, so here is like this really pretty picture. Like you can see the water and bubbles and seaweed and a bunch of other things. And then there's SpongeBob and Squidward and Gary, and of course Squidward's still holding the towel. And this story was made by Tracy West, and it was obviously illustrated by Vincent DePorter, or Vince DePorter, and final color art by Warner McGee, because obviously since this is from a Nick Zone book, it was just in black and white. And obviously made in 2013 again by Bendon, and there's Nickelodeon and stuff. Okay. So Squidward gets a really cool like little flyer for the Bikini Bottom Pet Show, and it's for Bikini Bottom's best pets, and SpongeBob hears that, and SpongeBob actually thinks that that's just a customer and he wants to have a Krabby Patty, but Squidward tells SpongeBob about the little flyer for the pet show, and SpongeBob decides to enter Gary to the pet show, but Squidward says that Gary might be the best pet to make the judges fall asleep. And that's very mean, and SpongeBob yells at Squidward to say, "How would you know? You can never have a pet as great as Gary." So, Squidward says, "Oh yeah, we'll see about that." So SpongeBob tells Gary about the pet show, and they're going to train quite a bit. So SpongeBob waxes Gary's shell, and there's a little flaming hoop, but Gary actually doesn't like the work, but he doesn't complain because he wants to do it for SpongeBob because he loves SpongeBob. Alright, so it's the day of the pet show, and SpongeBob has his pet snail all ready. And apparently if you win, you get to have your face put on this can of food for your pet. Okay. And Squidward reveals what pet he has, and apparently it's just a pet rock named Rocky. Wow, Squidward's as dumb as Patrick Star. And SpongeBob laughs really hard because obviously a rock is not a pet, it's just a object. So SpongeBob laughs at Squidward. And apparently Squidward's rock does a lot of cool things, like, you know, wearing a seashell bikini top. And Gary wears a really pretty mermaid tail, and that looks really great. And Squidward's pet rock sits, stays, play dead, and yeah. So the judges love it, and they think that Rocky's a very smart rock. And SpongeBob starts to panic, and SpongeBob tells Gary to give it all he has. So Gary does a really nice thing with his slime by writing "I love the judges," and the judges cheer a lot, and so does SpongeBob. So Gary even goes on like this little tightrope thing, I guess. And the Judge, or whatever he's called, asks Rocky, what's the most important quality a pet can have, or whatever. And obviously Rocky doesn't even answer, and everyone loves a quiet pet. So, it's Gary's turn now, and he asks, and, Fishley, or Fred Fishley, yeah, asks Gary the exact same question as Rocky. And, wait a minute, let me take a look here. Okay. So, of course, friends will do anything for each other, but friends also respect each other's feelings. And, Gary gets really, really sad because apparently, SpongeBob realizes that Gary does everything for him, and SpongeBob hasn't respected his feelings at all. Oh, so SpongeBob starts to cry, and he is really sorry, and he hugs his pet snail, and of course, he doesn't need to be in a contest to prove that Gary's the best pet, and SpongeBob already knows that Gary is the best pet. So Gary forgives SpongeBob, and SpongeBob decides that Gary has withdrawn from the contest, so SpongeBob decides to take Gary home. And apparently, I think Fred Fishley was about ready to announce that Gary was the winner, but since SpongeBob decided to go home with Gary, Squidward and Rocky are the winners. And apparently they won a lifetime supply of barnacle bites. And Squidward's picture is going to be on every single can. And Squidward is very, very upset and devastated. Oh, I feel so bad for Squidward. I'm just kidding. No, I don't. Squidward deserves it. Anyway, so SpongeBob prepares a special dinner or treat for Gary. And of course, SpongeBob says that even though Squidward won the prize, SpongeBob has the best pet and the best friend in all of Bikini Bottom. And SpongeBob really loves his pet a lot. And that is super, super sweet. And you can see Squidward's picture on the can of barnacle bites. That's the cutest picture, though, of SpongeBob ever. I mean, look at him! He's so cute! And then there's little cute Gary, too. They look so adorable. And I'm very glad that SpongeBob realizes that they don't need a contest to prove that Gary's the best pet. That's really great. And then here are, I guess, the final pictures. There's Gary on SpongeBob's head. And then there's Patrick on a hook. It looks very pretty, actually. Alright, so that's actually all for The Pet Show. This is actually a very super cute book. Obviously, my favorite part was definitely the ending when little Spongy Bobby realizes that he doesn't need a contest to prove that Gary is the best pet. And that's a very, very good lesson to learn, in my opinion. Because pets, they're very, very important, and, like, you know, they need a lot of respect. And that's very, very good. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. And peace out.